The weather table is set and we have warmer temperatures and rain chances on the menu. Details straight ahead in the 5 for 6 forecast.
Now at 10, a former Georgia State Senator Ed Tarver being remembered tonight. We have the details. And the city of Aiken holding a meeting to discuss renovations to the Smith Hazel Center, which you need to know. And the Founders Day convocation at Payne College. How the college is celebrating the past while looking to the future. Your news at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, I'm Hannah Latier. Thank you for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins as a well-known local leader is being remembered tonight. Former Georgia State Senator Ed Tarver has died at the age of 64. Nikita Dennis has the story.
Many have walked through the doors of Ashley's Barbershop, but former U.S. Attorney for the South District Ed Tarver was a special client for almost 30 years. Tarver was a well-known leader not only in Augusta, but throughout Georgia. He became the first black U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Georgia in 2009. He was appointed by President Barack Obama. Many who were close to him say they cherished every moment.
I went to the hospital about a month ago to do his hair. And when I got there, he wasn't in condition for me to do his hair. But I did hang around about an hour just to kind of talk with him and see how he was doing.
A graduate of Augusta University and the University of Georgia School of Law, Tarver also served in the Army before getting into politics.
Ed Tarver was bigger than life for a lot of us. He was a trailblazer in this community, both in his community work and the things he did to advance the community as a politician. He won't be replaced as someone who has served in so many different roles.
And with all of his achievements, Elam says Tarver will be remembered forever.
Ed was also a guy that, because he was a lawyer, some people would be able to get some free legal advice at the barbershop. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to remember Ed for that.
Tarver is survived by his wife, Dr. Carol Dale Tarver, and his children. The city of Aiken is holding a public meeting tomorrow to discuss renovations to the Smith Hazel Recreation Center and Park. I spoke with city leaders and nonprofit groups about the plans. Funding has been secured, plans have been approved, and public hearings have been held to upgrade the 60-year-old park.
A lot of the amenities are in need of improvements: the basketball court, tennis courts, the walking track.
Right now, renovations are being done to the recreation center, but not the external park. Beaton Bowe tells me there's been pushback from some people because the renovation plan calls for the removal of 68 trees. But after everything is said and done, he says there will be more trees in the city than there were originally.
The trees that are marked at the park are trees that are staying. We are replanting approximately 21 trees on the park site. We will be planting 68 trees in the immediate vicinity of the park. And I know folks worry about loss of trees. By the time tree planting season is over, we will have planted 217 trees in the city.
A local nonprofit group of Northside residents called Eyes on Aiken says the upgrades are desperately needed, and they need to happen before September, or the grant to help pay for them is revoked.
All three of us, we grew up here in this area. This is the area we came to play in. So to see it in this shape, no more.
All parts of Aiken should have uniformity. It should not be one side that looks better than the other. They all should complement each other because they all come under the umbrella of Aiken.
Trees are part of nature. We all love them. But some things have to be lost for other things to be gained. And it's really not a loss because they're going to replant trees. So we're just asking for everybody to come together, come in unity, and let's just get this renovated, get it done, so we all can enjoy the beautification of a new Smith Hazel Center.
The public meeting is at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow at Smith Hazel Park on Kershaw Street. Those improvements are scheduled to be done by the end of September. And it is time now for a first check of our forecast. Here's meteorologist Miller Hyatt. Miller, pretty warm day we had today.
That is right, Hannah. We had for 6 forecast, Hannah.
All right, Miller, thank you so much. An investigation is underway in Richmond County. Deputies are on the scene of what could be possible human remains on Highland Avenue and Gordon Highway. Details are limited, but count on News Channel 6 to keep you updated on this developing story. And downtown construction will shut down traffic and water service along part of Green Street next week. Starting Tuesday, the intersection of Green and 4th will be closed until Friday. That means all water customers on 4th from Ellis to Watkins and Green from 4th to 5th will have no water from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. on Wednesday. A spokesperson for the city says traffic detour signs will be in place at the affected intersections. This week, Payne College is celebrating 142 years of history and education. Founders Day Convocation is used as a way to kick off its homecoming festivities, but this year it was about more. Local leaders from the college and beyond it, like Mayor Garnett Johnson, were in attendance to speak about the school's impact on the community, and the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the reopening of the Health and Wellness Center just added more school spirit to the week.
When we are full service again, we will have our counselors working out of this building as well. We are also looking at bringing on board agencies that may want to take up residency in the Health and Wellness Center, agencies that will offer additional services to our students. So it's all about the students.
Aetna Better Health of Georgia made a generous $25,000 donation to help rebuild the center after extreme weather took to it last year. As we await this year's Masters Tournament, a local teacher getting a special award from Augusta National Golf Club. Mrs. Avis Tuttle Jordan is now a 2024 Masters Tournament Hometown Hero. The Hometown Heroes program recognizes healthcare providers, first responders, teachers, and others whose hard work uplift the CSRA. Ms. Jordan has been teaching art at JET Middle School for the last 9 years, while also being the school's cheer coach and yearbook editor. She says it's an honor to receive the award, but the true heroes to her are her students.
You never know what they're going through, and some of them every day come to school. They might need a hug, they might need a smile, and as much as they view me as their hero, sometimes they lift me up and are my heroes throughout the day.
Ms. Jordan will join other hometown heroes around the CSRA during a special reception later this month and will attend the tournament this April. Still ahead, improving teacher retention in Georgia, how the governor wants to keep educators in the classroom when your news continues.
Well, we've got some storms on the way, around 2 to 4 inches of rain possible. I'll have all the details straight ahead in your 5 for 6 forecast.
Coleman Services.
I'm over the cold. I'm
They'll be back. Don't worry, Hannah.
That's unfortunate. Well, thank you so much, Miller. Georgia lawmakers are looking at new ways to keep teachers in schools and prevent burnout. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp recently gave a one-time bonus for $1,000 for teachers and school staff in December. He's also proposing a $2,500 pay raise for teachers this year. But some lawmakers say more needs to be done.
We need to go on and do what we've been trying to do for 20 years. We need to pay them the salary that they deserve, because they have our number one commodity in their hands every day, our children. So we need to take care of our teachers financially so they don't have to have 2 and 3 jobs.
Recently, lawmakers discussed bringing retired teachers back, but that did not pick up as much traction. And stay with us. The details on the fallout President Biden is facing following Thursday night's news conference when your news continues. Coming up, 2 top 10 local high school basketball programs square off tonight to close out the regular season. And a former South Carolina Gamecock star breaks one of Kobe Bryant's NBA records. Here, Goldstein has sports next. Come on into Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. It's tax time, so when that refund comes in, it's the perfect time to get the furniture you've always wanted. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture. Come on into Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. It's tax time, so when that refund comes in, it's the perfect time to get the furniture you've always wanted. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
24 was a huge day for basketball as NBA fans around the country remembered the late, great Kobe Bryant. For one current NBA star, the way to honor Kobe was to break one of his records. Former South Carolina men's basketball star and current Memphis Grizzlies the just barely 19-year-old finished with 27 points in a loss to the Bulls, which breaks Kobe Bryant's record that he earned back in 1997. Our friend Colin Cody was in the locker room after the game.
She broke Kobe Bryant's record.
Understand. Oh, shout out Kobe.
On Mamba Day, 2/8/24. What's your
Wow.
reaction?
I feel like this is gonna be stamped in Grizzlies history for a long time to come, and I think I've said this before, but it's not me. It's all glory to God, and the opportunity that's been put at hand. Obviously, unfortunate with injuries and things, but you got to go out there and take advantage.
Gigi also had his pink shoes on as well to honor his mother's fight with breast cancer. Well, Gigi's former teammate from South Carolina will look to stay in the hunt for the SEC regular season title as they get a visit from Vanderbilt on Saturday. The Gamecocks are seeking the team's 7th straight SEC victory, the longest active win streak in the league currently, and the program's longest SEC win streak since starting the 1996-1997 season. Currently, they are 12-1 at home this year, and tip-off will be at 1 p.m. Come on into Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. It's tax time, so when that refund comes in, it's the perfect time to get the furniture you've always wanted. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
24 was a huge day for basketball as NBA fans around the country remembered the late, great Kobe Bryant. For one current NBA star, the way to honor Kobe was to break one of his records. Former South Carolina men's basketball star and current Memphis Grizzlies more than 25 points off the bench. The just barely 19-year-old finished with 27 points in a loss to the Bulls, which breaks Kobe Bryant's record that he earned back in 1997. Our friend Colin Cody was in the locker room after the game.
She broke Kobe Bryant's record.
Understand. Oh, shout out Kobe.
On Mamba Day, 2/8/24. What's your
Wow.
reaction?
I feel like this is gonna be stamped in Grizzlies history for a long time to come, and I think I've said this before, but it's not me. It's all glory to God, and the opportunity that's been put at hand. Obviously, unfortunate with injuries and things, but you got to go out there and take advantage.
Gigi also had his pink shoes on as well to honor his mother's fight with breast cancer. Well, Gigi's former teammate from South Carolina will look to stay in the hunt for the SEC regular season title as they get a visit from Vanderbilt on Saturday. The Gamecocks are seeking the team's 7th straight SEC victory, the longest active win streak in the league currently, and the program's longest SEC win streak since starting the 1996-1997 season. Currently, they are 12-1 at home this year, and tip-off will be at 1 p.m. And to keep the Gamecock theme going, former Gamecock Deebo Samuel and the 49ers are getting ready for Super Bowl 58. He played in the Super Bowl as a rookie 4 years ago and says he is much more capable of handling the big stage now as a veteran.
My first Super Bowl, I was young. I'm like 4 years older now, so I kind of look at it like different. Being a rookie and making the Super Bowl, like everything was just up here for me. And like now it's just like, we here for one reason only, and just keep the main thing.
Kickoff of Super Bowl 58 is at 6:30 p.m. And finally, it was the final night of the regular season for high school basketball, and there were some big hoop showdowns. One at Butler for senior night as they hosted Thompson. The number 6 Butler Bulldogs got the upset win over number 2 Thompson 72-53, and I'll show you exactly how they got it done at 11 p.m. over on WJBF News Channel 6.
Well, thank you so much, Kira. Stay with us.
The 2024
And last but not least, it's the big game weekend, and a local senior community is getting a jump on the action.
By holding its own cook-off featuring soup in a bowl.
Soup in a bowl, Super Bowl, I get it. With a judge,
now I get it.
there you go.
Lay on this.
With a judge who's been there, done that. We are out there somewhere with George Escala.
It was game on at Brandon Wild.
We have our Super Bowl cook-off, not kickoff today. It's a lot of fun. We just wanted to play on the words, but also just give an opportunity for team members and residents to make some soups.
It was a regular battle of the broth, a real consommé competition. These contestants putting their blood, sweat, and tears into their soups. They've got to be fired up.
Not really. It's just a soup.
If you're having a Super Bowl cook-off, you need a judge, and that job falling to Brandon Wild resident Steve Wright in the Green Bay shirt. So what qualifies him to be judge?
I've been in 2 Super Bowls for sure, so that gives you a little bit of background.
That's right, the Packers are not in this year's Super Bowl, but they were in the first 2. And so is Steve, winning both.
That's back in the old days. I will say, though, hard to beat Green Bay back then.
So you're having a Super Bowl cook-off with a Super Bowl pioneer player as judge. That's just super.
But I love that. The very first Super Bowl. That rocks.
But not everyone was on the Green Bay bandwagon. You trust this judge, this Packer judge?
No.
Don't worry about Steve. He's heard worse. I mean, he played for Vince Lombardi. Out there somewhere in Evans, George Escala, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Yeah, before he played for Vince Lombardi, he played for Bear Bryant at Alabama. So I think he's qualified, personally, very qualified.
You should have been there to cover that, too.
I should have. I wish you know what, next time. Next Super Bowl, I'll go to the Super Bowl cook-off.
That did make me want some soup. And I am in a
Yeah.
Soup Lovers Facebook group, so
Yes.
that just sealed the deal.
That's cool.
Is it soup weather, Miller?
Not tomorrow. 73 degrees. Next week, though, we're watching for some storms arriving Sunday night into Monday. That's going to be the big story. Severe weather possible, damaging winds, some isolated flooding. So stay weather aware. Like we always say, have our weather app on your smartphone for more details and any watches or warnings that are issued.
And the news continues at the top of the hour on WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Hogan's Heroes is next here on MeTV.